I once was talking to a lady, a Shiite lady, and she was saying that the Holy Prophet ﷺ left instructions for his successor to be Hazrat Ali. And then the question arose, can a Khalifa give instructions for the one who will be his successor, or is it not allowed in Islam?
See, the best thing is to leave this to God and not to interfere in these affairs. Because Prophet can, if he may, if he chooses. Although I do not agree with this lady that instructions were left with the Sahaba as to who should be the next Caliph. If they had been left, it was impossible for Sahaba to reject the last wasiyat of Hazrat Muhammad. I can't believe it. No sane man can. The major allegation is against Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. So let's first deal with this part. Then I'll come to the second part. Hazrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam was authorized, if anyone can ever be authorized, to appoint his successor, because he saw with the light of God and with his divine knowledge and his selective powers, abilities and talent, which was unfaltering. If anyone can appoint his successor, he could. Yet he did not. This is the question. Because he left it to God. He knew God would take the best care of who is to succeed. So he left the question to him. Why I believe that Hazrat Abu Bakr could not have, after hearing this, defied this, is proved from his own personal conduct. After becoming Khalifa, you remember when the disorder immediately raised its head from all around Medina, and the tribal, some tribes refused to obey the central authority of Medina in the name of Islam, and they refused to pay zakat. So rebellion took place, which was a real active rebellion. Arms were raised by some tribes to destroy the central leadership. At that moment, Medina needed every fit person, all the youth in Medina, to defend against Medina when and if it is attacked by the rebellious tribes. Right? Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu decided at such a precarious moment that the army which Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had himself chosen to be dispatched to the northern border of Islam at that time under Usama bin Zaid. Selective warriors were included in that army. It was a big army because it was to confront one of the biggest powers on earth, of the Roman, that is the Roman Empire. It was to go to the border and dispel any threat against Islam rising from across the border. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq decided that this army would certainly go. No change whatsoever if we go under the leadership of Usama bin Zaid. The elders, including Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu ta'ala, all came to him and said, "Oh Khalifatul Rasul, Ya Amirul Mu'mineen, don't you realize the dangerous time we are passing through? There is threat to Medina, there is threat to the very existence of the central power of Islam, which is Khilafat. And you are sending this army to the far-fetched borders from where it cannot even hear our cries in in months? The answer was, yes, I am. And if you want me to change this, I will certainly not. He said, who is Ibn Abi Quhafa? To sit on the seat of deputation of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah, and his first order should nullify Muhammad Rasulullah's last order. What a beautiful answer. And then he further supported, I care not, even if in the streets of Medina dogs eat the corpses of our men and women and drag them about and munch their bones, I do not care. Because to save them, I have to cancel and nullify the order of my master, the last one of his. It will not happen. This is Abu Bakr. To blame him for hypocrisy, it's the cruelty of the utmost. To blame him, to rise against the last wish of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah, that Ali should be my successor. To blame him that he rejected that for the sake of his own personal leadership. That is sheer madness. No sane man can ever accept this allegation. So first of all, forget about that, whatever she believes. This is not what happened. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not leave a will, or Sahaba could not have rejected the will in toto. Moreover, if he had left a will, what had happened to Hazrat Ali himself? Why did he not rise alone in defiance of Abu Bakr and all others and said, this is the will of my master, I will not let it change? If it happened, then compare the behavior of the two. On the one hand, there is Abu Bakr, who says, whatever happens to us, our children, our sons, our daughters, our women, I will not change the last order of my master by the first order of mine. And look at Hazrat Ali of their projection. They project Hazrat Ali as having heard the wasiyat in his favor, having completely disregarded that, and having given his hand to the hand of Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu by practically completing his defiance. Defiance in word is something else, but practically defying the order by submitting his own allegiance to Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, what would he be then in Islam if he did so? So all these are Shia thoughts, their dreams, their fancies, which have been, bequeathed to them by the dark ages of the medieval times. So they have concocted things. I don't care. Anything which distorts the image of the holy image of Hazrat Ali, even for his sake, will be rejected. In the name of Ali, they couldn't have done greater damage to Hazrat Ali. See? That part is over. Whether Khalifa can appoint another Khalifa, it is commonly held in Islam that if a Khalifa himself is elected, he can once appoint a Khalifa after him. How do they get this sanction? From whom? Allah knows best. Because I have never read any hadith or any verse of the Quran saying this. If through some traditions, some suggestions by some caliphs, they heard some suggestion that Hazrat Abu Bakr suggested Umar should be the caliph, or some Hazrat Umar suggested Usman should be the caliph, they draw these conclusions. This is entirely up to them, but I don't agree with this conclusion personally. I do not agree in the sense that this suggestion could be binding on the Muslims. To make a suggestion is not illegal. If anyone can cast a vote and suggest a name, Khalifa, of course, has the superior authority and better right to suggest. Up to suggestion, okay. But when he dies, his realm, his dominion comes to an end. Then the matters will revert to God and His decision, and the decision of the Ummah collectively. So this is, although I know many people in Ahmadiyyat also believe in this, but I believe it with a slightly different attitude. I do not say it is wrong for a Khalifa to suggest his successor. If he suggests, and the Ummah who follows him, out of deep respect for his decision making, out of their knowledge that this man was, as long as he lived, always made the wisest decision, submit to it and accept it, well and good. There is nothing wrong with that. But for them not to agree and yet to accept it as an order, this is wrong, according to me. Some people may call me wrong, I don't mind. But this is my personal thinking and my intuitive inclination that I shouldn't believe the order of a dying Khalifa to be binding, like the order of a dying prophet is binding on the followers. Right? Have I made myself clear? Okay. Another thing which should be explained for the benefit of all is the fact that the Prophet, the Rasul, is Khalifatullah. And all prophets are Khulafa in this regard. From this angle, every prophet is Khalifatullah. But Hazrat Abu Bakr was never referred to as Khalifatullah. He was Khalifatul Rasul. But the Khulafa which followed, they were like Hazrat Umar. Ma kana Umaru Khalifatu Abi Bakr, walakinnahu kana Khalifatul Rasul. Kama kana Abu Bakr min qableh. This is the point which should be remembered. Every Khalifa which follows is directly Khalifa to the Khalifatullah who precedes him, not through the other Khulafa. So that is why I said that if Khalifatullah has the authority to dictate things to all who come, but Khalifatul Rasul has not the authority to dictate things to another Khalifatul Rasul, and he to another Khalifatul Rasul, because they are directly related. So this fine distinction has to be borne in mind to understand these intricate things. As long as they live as Khalifatul Rasul, they have authority. When they die, the authority is transferred to another Khalifatul Rasul, who is not their Khalifa. This is the point.